my friends, how you all doing? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a fresh episode of FM21 and our Project Black Sea series, my friends. If you've missed the last episode, it's linked above for you right now. I believe that went out last Thursday. Now, I have been saying I've been trying to get them out 3 times a week. Apologies, it doesn't happen, but sometimes things get in the way, and as I've said many a time, I'm not promising content on any particular days anymore, but I'm trying my hardest, my friends, to get as much content out as possible. I have obviously been playing through the games. I'm going to get you up to date in a moment, but I do have somewhat of a announcement to make where the series is concerned. Now, someone left a comment maybe a couple of episodes ago saying that they thought it might be good if we streamed this series alongside the episodes that I do on YouTube, because it might pull some people in to watch the series, might cause a bit of traction, blah 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 blah, but also gives the people that are watching the series a chance to actually watch the bits that happen in between episodes. And so, as a result, my friends, from this week, every Wednesday and every Friday afternoon, I will be streaming for a couple of hours to show you the pieces that you don't get to see. So those games that get played between episodes will be going live on Twitch every Wednesday and Friday afternoon. There is a Twitch schedule on the community page on the YouTube channel and also on the Discord if you are a member, but I implore you to become a member of the Discord. It's the easiest way to stay up to date, lets you know when I'm going live, and also in the description box below you will find a link to my Twitch channel, and that starts this week. So tomorrow, my friends, make sure you join me for a bit of lunchtime Football Manager and our Project Black Sea series. I hope that's something that interests you guys. But anyway, let's crack on with today's episode. Let me get you up to date. Okay, so last time out it was 2 1-1 draws. One I was happy with, one I was pretty disappointed with, and since then you're going to see the form has been anything but fantastic. And you know, I've come to the conclusion through my frustration during the course of these games that we are simply just not good enough, really. We got promoted way too early, and we don't have the finances or the ability to bring in players that were ever going to help us this season, and so it was always going to be a bit of a struggle. Fortunately with me, I set my expectations way too high. I want to overachieve every single year. It doesn't matter what team I am. That's just the way I play Football Manager. I want to be better than the board wants me to be, and I want to be better than the team allows. And fortunately, I just can't find that balance this season. So you will see there's been 3 wins, a couple of defeats and a couple of draws. I believe 2 of the games took place in the cup competition. I'm going to be bringing you a cup game today, so I'm going to get you up to date. I did say I was going to come back for the second round of the cup, but because of the way it was drawn, decided against it. But yeah, we started off this run of games with a first round cup game, 3-1. It went to extra time against a non-league opposition. Pretty mad, really, but they took us all the way to extra time. Was a very hard game, but we got it done. 3-1. You'll see Cisse, Nedelshev and Kusev with the goals in the game. We then came up against Plovdiv, 2-0 defeat. Very disappointing, does have to be said. They were below us in the table, struggling, and yeah, we just couldn't get the job done, basically. They had a Bisa Bonev goal to start things, and then a Pukanjo, so yeah, not good. But then we came up against the Habar, and it was a good win, because Habar got promoted with us, and have been doing a bit better than we have this season. So it's good to get a win against them. You see Nikolov and Zhivkov with the goals. This run of fixtures, I will say, has been hampered by injury. The frequency of injuries on FM21 is driving me insane. It's making the game borderline unplayable at times, because you'll have 1 week where you have full strength team, and the next week 3 of your star players will go down for like 6 weeks. It's just a joke, and it's becoming a bit of a problem. Then there was a 2-2 draw against Cherno. You'll see Bonev and Racine with the goals. Racine with a 90th minute penalty to nick the point for us in the game. Then it was Levski Sofia, who are going very well this season, flying high near the top of the table. They battered us 4-1, and I would say this is probably the first time during the course of the series that we've been on the end of an absolute spanking, basically. Cisse did grab a very late consolation goal, but it was nothing more than that, and we were poor in the game. Then we came up against Strumska Slava, 1-0 win, Zhivkov with the goal, that was pretty good. And then we came up against Plovdiv, and it's a 1-1 draw, and really I'm disappointed in the result, because they were struggling at the time of us taking them on. You'll see Histrov with a really early goal. We let them back in, though, in the second half, FM21. Brings us up to date. Episode 9 is going to have Septembri Sofia, the team that came up with us. They're doing very, very well in 7th place. We're going to be playing those away from home. And then we're going to be playing Ludogorets Razgrad in the quarterfinals of the Kupa na Bulgaria. And that is how we're going to do today's episode. As a result of this run of fixtures, this is how the league table's looking. And it ain't looking too good, is it, everyone? I'm going to be honest with you. 11th place, 16 points on the board. 3 wins is all we've managed all season long. It has been a struggle. I will say that faux definato. And yeah, I'm going to be honest, I'm a bit worried. I am a bit worried that we're going to be dragged into that relegation phase at the end of the year and be trying to fight for survival. But, you know, our contract's not been renewed. We were actually offered a job. We were offered the Sarsko Cello job. Obviously, I rejected that. There are 8 points worse off than we are. And, you know, I want to stick with Litex. At the end of the day, it's our first season up. They've given us the opportunity. And I want to stick with them, basically. But anyway, let's crack on, shall we, with today's episode. I believe I'm not going to go with this team because players are back. We can finally bring Nikolov back. He's been out for a while, and we've definitely missed him in the defence. It does have to be said. Kameni's been a bit error prone recently, but he's a lot better than the other goalkeeper. And Histov is just head and shoulders above Mitrov at the minute, so we're going to stick with him. So we're going to go with Kameni in goal, Ivanov and Nikolov at fullback, Cisse Nikolov centre back, Yankov Dimitrov centre midfield, Bonev, Histrov on the wings, Racine through the middle, Zhivkov up top. Zhivkov has only managed 4 goals this season. It's mental when you think about the season he had last year. There are levels to this game. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to see that Sofia are actually not in great form themselves either recently. Just 1 win in their last 5. But we are slightly better, believe it or not. 2 wins in our last 5. I'm quite surprised at that. We've not played well. That's the thing. We've been winning football games, but not playing well. And we need to pick up some points towards the end of this season, or we are going to be in deep doo-doo. Basically, come the end of the season, we need help. And we're going to get a highlight right off the bat. And then now I am worried that we're going to get one of those insta kick-off 30-second goals from the opposition. And it's going to annoy me because then we're going to chase the game for the whole time. And no, it goes wide. I am so happy it's gone wide. But they are 7th place. This isn't going to be an easy game, even though they were promoted with us. Clearly had better financial backing than we had, basically. We're able to put a better team together. We couldn't do anything in the transfer window. That's what's affected us, basically, big time. It's really, really affected us because we just haven't been able to add any quality to the team. And that's a really good save from Kameni. That was creeping in at the near post. And it's a slow start for Litex. And this is just the way the cookie's crumbling at the moment. It's a slow start every single time. That's a good block, though. We're 7 minutes in and we're already under the cosh, ladies and gentlemen. But do let me know in the comment section how you're enjoying the series. And do show your appreciation by dropping me a like if you are enjoying it as well. And I hope that many of you will join me for those lunchtime sessions on Wednesdays and Fridays to get the lowdown on everything that happens between episodes. Throw in now, nearly 20 minutes gone. Can we close down, win the ball? Yes, we can, because Zhivkov has nicked in there. Anticipated that well. Can he get the ball in we need? He could! It's over the bar, though, from Dimitrov. It weren't bad set-up play. Just couldn't finish it off. But that is the way the cookie crumbles. Everyone's performing all right to this point. It's a weird time at Litex because there's some games where we perform very, very well. And it makes you wonder why we're not scoring goals. It makes you wonder why we're not winning football games because we are performing all right. But it is happening way too often that we just show up to games and we don't really do much, you know. But here we go. Bonev. That's not good. But Yankov is there. Oh, it's been nicked. And that's good, though. That's good from Cisse to get his foot in there. Because if we don't get the toe in, we're in trouble. Oh, that's awful. That is awful. I don't understand that ball out wide. I really, really don't understand that ball out wide to Histrov. Can we win this? Bonev does. That's good. Racine, Yankov, Dimitrov. Nice stuff. Needs to be quicker. Histrov now. Not going to take on his man. Really does. back to Yankov. This is good. Bonev, Yankov, wide. This is good. Can Ivanov get the ball in? He can. And Bonev gets in there. Dubrovnik Bonev with the goal. It's exactly what we needed. It was beautiful football. It does have to be said in the end. Pass, pass, pass. I love it. But are we going to be on the end of an Insta highlight as they come forward? No. Cisse nicks in again. He struggled recently, as Cisse. They're in, and just this is the problem, man. We just cannot defend at the moment. I have tinkered with the defensive tactics so much, and I just cannot keep a clean sheet. And it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. We have a couple of pretty decent centre-backs, in my opinion, but we just get unlocked all the time. These long balls are driving me mad as well, considering I have this as part of short passing, and we try this silly long ball, and it puts us in these dangerous positions. I just don't feel like the team follows my tactics. And it's weird, because I've never ever said that before about FM. But this year, I've put tactics and instructions in place, and I don't feel like they're followed at all. I feel like there's more. I feel like there's more in the tank, and that's what I'm going to say to the players. But yeah, just don't feel like they follow them at all. Balls over the top way too often. Goalkeeper, 9 times out of 10 will kick it long when I've got it play out of defence. It's very strange. Very strange. And this is the situation we're being drawn into. The 1-1 situation, week in, week out. And we need to find a way over that hurdle, basically. As we do push these back from the free kick, but they're going to get in. I knew they were going to. I just knew it was going to. I knew it was going to happen. Ah, dearie me. It's just too easy against us at the moment. There's no bite. There's no tackling. But here we go. Racine, can you draw us level, sunshine? Nope. Straight into the goalkeeper's hands. And we could do with regrouping a bit better than we have there. What are we playing at? There's no regroup either. Like, what is going on? What is going on? I just don't really understand it at the moment. I really don't. I tell you who has been awful this season, Zhivkov. He has been woeful. Like, he's done nothing. And when he's been out, he's barely performed. But he's the only good striker we've got. So I'm kind of left in this situation where I have to play him, because it's all I've got. Nikolov is having a terrible game at right back. Probably get it in the ear from the fans if I don't take him off. So I am going to take him off. We're going to bring Sonev on, who's probably not good enough, but we'll bring him on anyway. And here we go, throw in. Can we make something happen? No, of course we can't. Can you close that down? Why? Look at the space there for that centre-back to get forward and close that ball, and instead he just lets the midfielder walk onto it. Like, these are the things about Football Manager, especially this year's Football Manager, that make no sense to me. Like, literally make no sense. And a lot of people have been telling me, nah, that's the best iteration of Football Manager yet. I beg to differ. I'm enjoying it, don't get me wrong. Very much enjoying it, but I don't think it's the best. And there we go, that's 3-1, and that is game over. It is not a good time to be a Litex's manager and a Litex fan. There's just not much I can do. We're just not good enough, and that's why usually in this situation, if anyone's ever watched my Football Manager content, you know I'd be doing my nut now. I'd be screaming at the game, but I know the team's not good enough, and I know that the board ain't going to give me any money, and I know financially we can't bring anyone in. So there's no point getting the ump. If we get relegated, we get relegated. Am I happy about it? No, of course not. But that is what it is. It's a 3-1 defeat. It's not good times. Okay, my friends, so let's take a break from league action, because honestly, it's starting to stress me out. But, talking of injuries, what I said about sometimes, it seems every week a key player picks up an injury. Well, once again, a key player picked up an injury. Nikolov went down. He's not quite fit to play the game. And this is a quarter-final against Ludogorets, where I need my strongest team available. That is how this season's gone. Every single week, I lose a key player. And I just cannot get a balanced team. I just cannot do it at the moment. And so I'm going to have to play a very, very weak right back and just hope for the best. I have changed it up a little bit as well in the midfield. Not really been too happy with Yankov recently. So yeah, made some changes. I'm going to go Kamini in goal. Petrov comes in at right back. We're going to go Ivanov left back. Cisse Nikolov centre back. Dimitrov's going to play next to Racine, who is going to play deep line playmaker in the midfield. Petrov comes in at cam. We're going to go Bonev, Histrov on the wings, Zhivkov up top. It's the best I can do. Expect a hammering. Ludogorets are so good, and this is for a place in the semis of the cup. Okay, here we go. This is going to be difficult. So difficult, this game. But at the end of the day, it's for a place in the semi-final. Imagine if we could get this struggling Litex team past Ludogorets into the semi-final of the cup. That in itself would be an achievement this season. It really would, as the teams walk out, my friends. It's just a struggle this year. I'm finding it very difficult with Litex, and our contract will be up as well in the summer. Do remember, this is just the preliminary phase. There is another part to come, and I was hoping that we wouldn't be competing in the relegation phase of that. 4 minutes. 4 minutes. We get undone by a throw-in. Oh, dearie me. I said expect a hammering, but Jesus, 1-0 after 2 minutes is pretty depressing. But it's a quarter final at the end of the day. And, you know, I just wanted to bring that to you. It's hard to enjoy it when the season's this tough, but that's football management, ladies and gentlemen. It's not all unicorns and rainbows. Let's just demand a bit more from the team. Like, you know what? A lot of people might be sitting there thinking, change the tactics, Dan. Do something. Change something. Trust me, the tactic works. We're creating chances. The players are what don't work. And that's the thing. I do a lot of analysis after every single episode. Chances created and all that sort of stuff. We are creating so many chances. But we're just not putting them away. We're dominating possession in eight games out of 10. But yeah, we just can't put the teams away. Games like this, Ludogorets, it's a free hit at the end of the day, in my opinion, because they're so good. They're head and shoulders above everybody else in the division and in the country. So it is a free hit if you beat them. If you lose, don't take it to heart, kind of thing. But the teams that are in and around us, we do need to be doing better as they head wide from that corner. And it has been all Ludogorets, and this is what I expected, to be honest with you. Especially with the changes that I was kind of forced to make in the game. But yeah, I do a lot of analysis every single episode, and it's not really the tactic, as Petrov, the man who I bring into the game, has gone off injured now, and that's not ideal. And Yankov's going to come on in the midfield for us. That's really not ideal. But yeah, and it's just not happening at the moment. But good corner in. Unlucky that. Bonev comes very deep to collect. Petrov now. Come on. Do something with it, boys. Don't lose the ball. Actually use it and see what we can make happen. Racine comes wide. That's all right. Get a good ball in. Oh, what a ball. And Zhivkov. Get in there, you beautiful man. It's lovely to see his name on the score sheet. 1-1 just before half time. What a time to score. Yeah, I'm going to try to get on that hype train and tell them to get out there and go and win it for us. Okay, Petrov not playing well at right back, but I'm really not surprised at that. He's not really a right back, and probably getting torn a new one against this very good Ludogorets team. We might have to make that change. Nikolov wasn't fit to start the game, but he might be fit enough to play maybe like 20 minutes of football, something like that, maybe. Still 1-1, 65 minutes gone. They're creating lots of chances. 18 shots to our 4. It's pretty incredible, isn't it? Come on. Just defend this, boys. Defend this. That's good. That's all right. Oh, the second cross, man. That's so good. That second cross was unbelievable. I am going to make that Petrov change. It's probably not going to change much, but we'll bring Nikolov on and see if anything happens, basically. Like I said, this is a free hit. If we do well, we do well. If we lose, we lose. It's one of those things. Like, they're a very good football team. And we are still kind of like finding our feet, really. We're not a good team. Dominated the division below because we had players good enough to dominate that division, but in this league we don't. And a lot of it, and we found this as well, for anybody that watched Project Scandinavia, we found that we had exactly the same problems with that series. The financial power isn't there at the beginning, and it's really not until potentially your second job that you can build a team that's good enough. And we found that. We had to leave B93 to go to Molby to be in a position to have a team that was good enough to then compete, to constantly get into the qualifying stages of Europe and build up that financial power. Because as much as people might not like it, football is all about the finances and being able to build the best team. And that shot is straight at Kamini. It's a good save. And you know what? I can't really moan and groan at this game. We've competed. 6 shots, 6 on target. You know, maybe I could have gone for it a bit more. I was worried about injuries. We've lost the game, 2 defeats in today's episode. I think that's the first time that's ever happened. But that was a good display, that one. Okay, so fixtures. It doesn't make for good reading, does it? Look at that. Look at that. Oh, I'm concerned. I am very, very concerned. Because if you're looking at that, it's just, it's a sea of yellow and red, isn't it, at the moment? And the bit that concerns me the most is in our last 5 games, we've only won 1. And we've only kept 1 clean sheet. So yeah, it's a worry. But like I said at the beginning of today's episode, I'm going to be streaming the bits in between. Or at least 2 hours of it. If it takes longer than 2 hours, then there's obviously some bits that you'll miss. I'm only going to do 2 hours at a time, lunchtime streams. I'm not one of these people that can stream for 6, 7, 8 hours at a time. It's just not me. I get tired. I was sitting here playing the computer. Don't get bored. I just physically it's one of those things that drains me. So yeah, I'm not going to be one of those people, but I'll play 2 hours worth and we'll see what we can get done. But I'm basically, now that we're out of the cup, it's all about staying in the division now, because we're going backwards at the minute. We're really, really going backwards. We started the season really, really well, and then we're a bit up and down, and especially since last episode, we are really going backwards at the minute. So it's all about trying to stay up this season and finishing off the preliminary phase in strong fashion if we can, and trying to pick up as many points as possible. So I'm going to be playing up to the last 3 games, because next episode is episode 10. That's a 3 game special. So we're going to play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, excuse me, 8 games. I don't know if I can achieve that in 2 hours, maybe. But yeah, we will have a look. I'm going to take a look at all the analysis. I'm going to try to work this team out, see what's happening, and see if I can fix it. Like I say, the tactic on paper works, but as we can see with the results, it's not working the way it potentially should. League table is looking pretty drastic now. We're 12th, and I do believe that drags us into the relegation phase. So there's a preliminary phase. I think I've shown you this before. Structure. So there's like a, is this the one? Is this the one? No, that's not the one. Rules, is it? Yeah, there you go. So you have a preliminary phase, a champions phase, which contains like the top 4 teams, I believe. Then there's a second phase, and then there's a relegation phase. And then there's like, you basically fight to stay up, or you fight for a European spot, or you're basically fighting for the title. It's a bit strange, but that's how it is. And at the minute, I do believe we're in that relegation phase. I think it's like the top 6, I think, are in that. Yeah, I think the top 6 are in that championship phase. And then the middle, maybe like 5 or 6. And I do believe it's the bottom 4 that go in the relegation phase. So that is what it is. But let's sign this one out, my friends. I'll see you Wednesday if you're going to join me for the stream. So there you go, my friends, we're done and dusted for another episode of Project Black Sea. Not the episode we were all hoping for. A couple of defeats throughout the cup. We're struggling to hang on in the league, and something could happen here for the very first time in a series on this channel. I could get relegated. It's never happened before. It really, really hasn't. I've had some very close, calls with relegation and whatnot, but never ever happened in the series. But I really, really am worried about this Litex team. I'm considering going 4-4-2. I'm considering going with a defensive midfielder. I am considering changing the tactics. And I don't do that very often either, especially when the tactic on paper should be working, but it's one of those things. Like I say, my friends, if you're going to join me for the stream, I'll see you Wednesday afternoon to play out those games. If not, I'll see you Thursday for the next episode of this fantastic series. If you're new, please consider hitting that subscribe button. If you've enjoyed, support by pressing the like. Check out the description box for things like Discord, socials, all that good stuff. Become a bigger part of the community, my friends. I'm saluting you all. Stay safe, stay humble, and I'll see you next time.